Hey YouTube, what's up? It's JT Sasuke. I'm here to bring you my review for Arrow. So jumping right into this episode was basically simple. Basically, Malcolm Merlyn was able to have Slade Wilson break out of jail. So because he knew that Slade Wilson had a vendetta against Oliver, so he let Slade Wilson break out of jail, and then told Oliver that he broke out of jail, that he let him break out of jail, so he can gain back that killer instinct. Um, he actually ends up He actually ends up finding both of them, knocking both of them out, and then imprisoning them in the exact same cell that he was imprisoned in. They found a way out, but when before they found a way out, they had a little conversation with Slade. Slade was basically saying to Thea that your brother is probably still holding secrets from you. After that, she tries to bring up the whole Sarah thing because she realized that when they were sleeping, or when he was sleeping earlier, way earlier before they knew that Slade was free, that he was saying Sarah's name in his sleep, and when she asked about him, and when she asked about her, Oliver avoided it. So what he ended up doing was avoiding the same question, and they actually ended up getting out because Oliver realized that these cells were made for grown men. They weren't made for women. So they were able to have her go to the other end of the cell, reach her arm through the bars, but she couldn't reach, so they had to dislocate her shoulder, which sounded painful as shit. But she was able to reach it with a dislocated shoulder, and after that, they were able to get out. They had a little battle with Slade Wilson in which they ended up actually defeating him. Um, they actually ended up jumping him, and Slade Wilson was really whooping both of them. That had a lot to do with the fact that Oliver was injured from a trap that Slade had set earlier, only because he had to save Thea. Thea wasn't paying attention to her surroundings. Oliver was. He knows the land like nothing. So with that being said, they ended up jumping him and winning, and Slade got locked back up. They went back to Starling City after Thea learned the truth from Oliver, what actually happened to Sarah, that she killed her, and she declared that she will fight with him only because Oliver says that that's what they need to do. She will be his soldier if necessary, but she will never again be his daughter. Um, we also see that in the flashback, we have Oliver who comes to Starling. They basically have to stop the Chinese mafia from selling the alpha component of the bioweapon. They actually end up Oliver ends up seeing Thea, sees that she gets into drugs, goes to Tommy's party to stop her. In the meantime, this is when he was dead, so Tom, so Detective Lance, who he was a detective at the time, was drunk and very agitated and aggravated, had a lot of hate and anger towards Sarah, not sorry Sarah, towards just rich people in general because Oliver, he blames Oliver for Sarah's death and stuff like that. So of that, he actually ended up protecting Thea by actually telling the drug dealer to stay away from her. He realized that the drug dealer realized that it was actually Oliver Queen, and he was supposed to be dead. Pulled out a knife and said, "How would you like to actually be? How would you like to be dead again?" So Oliver killed him. So Oliver is a cold-blooded killer, and we all knew though. And then after that, he went to help Maceo stop the auctioning off of the bioweapon. They actually ended up catching the van that the two people from the Chinese mafia escaped in, and they were able to knock out the lady and what I assume and get the bioweapon, which they probably actually did. And then at the end of the flashback, he actually had to be, I believe, it's discharged or something, decommissioned, I believe it is, in China, and then he can go anywhere. So we'll see. But honestly, he's not going back just yet. They're probably gonna land up back on the NU. But with that being said, that's my Arrow review. The episode was very simple, not a lot went on, but it was still very interesting. One of the few episodes with a flashback was actually more interesting than what was going on in the present time. But I can't wait for next week's episode. Um, but thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.